Scraping using Pandas, it's probably one of the most simplest and the direct method that you can come across. Primarily, Pandas is used when you have a very simple website which contains basically data in the tabular format, preferably in the using the HTML. There is no complexity involved. Data is directly available, like what you see here. I'm currently using screener.in, and I'm trying to basically extract the data from the screener that I created called the GAR 3 months, right? So this is what I'm trying to do. Where the use case is very simple and straightforward like this, I would definitely use Pandas. Now let's look at the Python implementation. This is a very simple, straightforward code, as you can see. So what I'm trying to do is, the specific screener page that we saw, we provide that as the input. This is the link of the page, and then I want to download all of the data that we just saw in that table. So we're providing that as input, and then we don't need any dependencies. All we need is just Pandas, and then the specific code that we need to extract that data is this one, where we say PDA is pandas, pandas.read HTML, and then we provide the URL that we want to scrape. And then in the flavor, we give BS4, which is nothing but your beautiful soup 4. So typically, since it's an HTML table, it needs a little bit of parsing. This is the additional parameter that we need to send it to pandas, and the pandas would automatically use it, parse it, and then store the final results onto a pandas data frame called all tables here. Of course, we have some additional work here because the table that is visible on the first page isn't all of the data, right? We have 4 pages, so there is a pagination underneath, and you have 4 pages worth of data that needs to be scraped, and the script cannot scrape that automatically. So to handle this pagination, we need to include a little bit of more code so that it scrapes data from all 4 pages and then combines everything and finally outputs the final data set that we need. So for example, this is the URL, which is page number 1, and then the moment you press next, you can clearly see that page number 2 is being fed as the addition parameter here. So this is something that we need to simulate for page 2, 3, and 4, and then scrape the data on each of the pages and then finally combine everything together. And that's what we're going to be doing in the code. And this is the additional logic that we are currently using. So we'll be keeping a counter of all the pages. So the first time it downloads the first page, and then after the first page is done, we increment the current page to current page plus 1, which becomes page 2. And then we provide that as the parameter into the URL link here. So it basically goes into page 2, page 3, page 4. And every result that comes out of it, the logic is that it concatenates to a wider data set. And finally, when all the pages are done, the final concatenated data set, the full data set, is printed out here, right? So when I run it, and this is how the code looks. So you can clearly see I printed the URL as well here so that you can clearly see how the pagination works. The first time it goes to page 1, 2, 3, and 4. It gets all the individual data, combines everything, and finally it outputs the final data set that we want here. So you can clearly see that in page number 1, the first item was Wari Renewables. And then in page number 4, the last item that we saw was Bank of Maharashtra, right? So we know that all of the data has been scraped properly. Nothing has been left out. So this is how this particular code works.